What's up, everybody? It's Twiz Taylor back again with another episode of SoCHiology. This is episode 61, and on episode 61, we talked about Marc May and how he made it to 61st Street. Marc May is a songwriter, an actor, a producer, all of the above and more. And on this episode, we're going to talk about this Harvey legend on his journey from when he realized his talents to how he's materializing these talents into making his dreams come true. From Harold Washington to Harold's Chicken and everything in between and beyond, SoCHiology is the exploration of Chicago culture, history, legends, stories, and fiction through a myriad of discussions with Chicagoans themselves. Marc May. Marcus May all day.
All day.
All day from Harvey, Illinois, Harvey World.
Harvey World.
Artist, songwriter, producer, influencer, actor. There's not too many things that you don't do and that you can't do. These are facts. You got a lot of talents, multiple layers, creative layers over there. How you doing, bro? How you doing this?
Man, I'm doing all right. I appreciate all that.
Yeah.
Just out here trying to make a way out of no way, bro. That's it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Why money ain't free? We're gonna get there. But we're gonna get there. But I feel you though, bro. So like real quick, you was on the previous episode, Songs of Sometimes Shy, and we lost your connection. So what I'm saying, definitely had to bring you back.
Yeah, we good right now. We good.
Yeah, we had to run it back. We had to run it back. You know what I'm saying? We had a good conversation about that. We had to run it back, but yeah, it's just a pleasure, to have you back on SoCHiology, just like your third or fourth time. You know what I'm saying? It's always a good time having you on the show. But we're gonna start at the beginning, Marc May, all day. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're gonna start at the beginning. Where did your love for singing start?
So and the story is never really the greatest, at least in my mind. It's the full concept that around senior year, I realized, girls like dudes who sing.
So simple.
Well, there it go. All right. So Pretty Ricky was out around that time. I remember I was on the bus going to some event. I think it was it was a band event. I was in band. And I decided to go ahead and sing one of those songs. You say it's cause my age, girl, but age ain't nothing but it. And I sang that, and they all looked and was ready. I was like, oh, okay. All right. I like that.
And this was, you said, like junior year of high school?
Yeah, that's like 2005.
2005. So you wasn't singing before that?
Absolutely not.
Really?
I didn't start singing for real until I was 18. Like,
wow.
Decided to be like, all right, let me try this out.
Yeah. So it just all started on the bus, what I'm saying? So did you know you could sing before that though? Like, did you just start
No. So I knew I could hold a note.
Okay.
And because I was in band, I understood music, but I never sang. I never did it. Sorry about that. I never sang. Never took the time to do that. Simply because it just wasn't something I was into like that. And people are always surprised when they see me singing or talking and all that, because they say I was shy and I didn't talk much. It wasn't that I didn't talk. I just didn't want to talk to people.
Right. Right.
So yeah, I was a chilling to myself person. That's all it was. So by the time I also accredited to the speech team. I joined the speech team in high school, which got me out of my shell a lot more.
Okay.
And I learned to love to entertain in front of people. So that was part of it as well.
Okay. And what high school was you? Was it Thornton?
Thornton, TTHS.
Thornton High School out there in Harvey, Illinois. So, so that's where it all started. Okay, that's an interesting fact. And, I'm kind of ashamed to say this because I've known you for a long time, but I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's
where it all started.
I thought you was gonna say, you know, the choir, you know what I'm saying?
Now, my mom was always in the choir, and we used to travel around. And
Mm-hmm.
with the choir, of course, you know, they just brought the kids, so we was all there. We
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in the choir though, so I just no. See, eventually it got there, so that's where I decided to start singing because I liked the attention initially, but I learned to sing once I started singing in church.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where the skill and the figuring out how to use my voice came from. Because just because I started singing don't mean I was good. I
Right,
still
right.
sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I sucked. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't.
And what constitutes a singer as a sucky singer though? Like, you
Man,
know, you just sound flat, you know, like
I will be off. I
mm.
will be losing my note in the middle of a song. I didn't have. I had the concept of music, but I did not have the skill set for it yet. And
Mm.
that came with practice, man. It came with some years
Mm-hmm.
learning what not to do. I was hanging around people who've been singing like since they was 5 years old,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh no, I can't do that yet because they had their time to realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't do all this. Maybe I shouldn't try to do 15 runs in 5 seconds because people ain't gonna understand what words you're saying. I didn't have any of that. I had to figure it out
Try to be like
just
Luther
doing.
Vandross.
Hey man, I was
Luther
out here.
Vandross.
I just sang every day until I started getting better.
Every
But
day,
yeah,
every day. So
it was
okay. So we at Thornton High School, we in Harvey's junior year,
Harvey.
you know, pretty Ricky, you on the back of the bus, thinking everybody, you know, getting all excited and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Marc May can sing. Boom, boom. All right, so
Mhm.
let's fast forward to all right. So then you say you got the skill in the
In the
choir.
church,
That's where
in the
you
church,
know
yeah.
honed your skills with your vocal skills. So at what point did you really say, you know what, I wanna try to make a career out of this?
So I would say I didn't really take that stance until probably almost 6 years later
Okay.
because I was gonna go for acting. Now, though singing might have been a part of it in some way, entertaining, that was my main focus. Acting was so it wasn't
We
singing.
gonna get to. We gonna get to
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't singing. So it took me about 6 years before I was like, you know what, I'm getting. I mean, I'm clearly getting better, and people are noticing me for this. So I might as well, take a chance. I love it. I do love to sing. It's one of the few things that I stick to because I say I have a very short attention span for a lot of things. I
Mhm.
can be good at a lot of stuff, but I get sick of a lot of stuff real quick, and
Yeah,
I just won't do it no more. it's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
it's a horrible habit. I need to stop and work on that. But singing, I kept to it. I just kept to it. So yeah, 6 years ago, I mean 6 years after I started singing, I was like, let me do this for real.
Hmm.
It took a long time to get real attention for it, but
Hmm.
I,
Hmm.
that's when I started.
Yeah,
Started
that's
writing.
so 6 years, you know, we like around 2012, 13 now,
Yep.
right?
Right after college.
Right after college. That's where we at now. That's where you actually got to start writing songs. Where you was you writing, because you know you were heavily involved in the church. You know,
I was.
was you writing gospel music, secular music? Like what was you
So
writing?
initially I was focusing on gospel music. So I wrote some songs in college too, but they was all for play. We were just bored doing stuff, recording. It's some horrible songs that are recorded that people have in this world right now that that I pray they never come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I really started taking it serious, I started writing gospel because that's what it was, the whole time period of my life where I was pretty much only listening to gospel. That's all I was listening to. So like there's a time period in the 2000s from like I'd say around 2010 to 2013. I don't even know that many songs that was on the radio at that time because I was only listening to gospel.
Really?
Yeah, it was in my car. It was still, we still had the CD players, and I was still it was just gospel. That's all I was playing every day. So yeah, I
Gospel.
was trying to get myself together, trying to get my life together.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
aren't we all?
that has
Aren't we
switched
all?
up now. It's
Aren't we
definitely more
all?
than gospel now.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? So, we in 2013, and these timelines are gonna merge together because, like I said, you do a lot of things. Right now, we just talked about something.
Yeah.
So 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
But when was your first body of work? Whether it was a mixtape, EP, LP. When was your first body of work? What was it called, and what was the inspiration behind that?
So my actual first body of work wasn't until 2020, like
2020.
where I actually put it out on all streaming platforms. I had done little songs here and there, put it on SoundCloud, but they were trash. So 2020 is where I had the time to sit still. Everybody was at the crib. I built up my own little studio, tried to figure out how to make and produce beats for myself.
Yeah.
And it was called Mended Heart.
Right behind
my first EP. Yep. Mended Heart, my first little you did. So that was the first one, my first true EP, 6 tracks, all written, produced, made by me, recorded, all that, mixed and mastered, all by me, by myself, in this room.
In that room.
In this room.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally the definition of grassroots production.
Completely.
Yeah. Yeah. And what was the inspiration behind Mended Heart? So like, what took you so long to get to that point? Was it like you said, the pandemic, and that's what set you down? And
yeah,
somebody was like, okay, I can't escape this talent no more.
Now what took me took so long was life, man. You got to figure out. I had to work. I had bills to pay. I had a wife. I had to make sure this was good. So it's hard to sit down and spend because there was a lot of late. I didn't have to go to work, and I was still up till 3-4 o'clock in the morning working on songs, trying to get stuff done. It's hard to do that when you got wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
and go to work for another 8 hours for somebody else just to get home and do it again the next day.
Yeah.
So you got bills to worry about. You got car notes to try to figure out, stuff breaking down, stuff trying to get figured out. I had got into the corporate market, and I just kind of at one point accepted that this was going to be my life. Until God said, nah, this ain't. And I got laid off. So that's when, well, I might as well get the focus on this stuff. So that's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you already had that goal, man. You had to go to vocal cords, all of that. So, I think the pandemic really kind of forced a lot of people to, stop running from our gifts or our callings, things like that. I mean, even this podcast that we're on right now, SoCHiology, like it took me until the pandemic to finally launch this podcast, even though I had the idea for it 6-7 years prior, so I definitely can relate to that, life, always having to worry about money and, all of that. So, the pandemic was a blessing and a curse in many ways. And this is one of those ways where it was a blessing, because you finally put out your first body of work, Mended Heart. So, you said it was 6 tracks, right? All written by you, produced by you. Walk us through that process. How long did it take to even create Mended Heart?
Man, it took, I believe I dropped it in October. In the end of October. So I had started some of those songs I had started or I written probably in 2019. About 2 or 3 of those songs was already written. I just didn't do anything with them. And I always had, my computer has always had a ridiculous amount of songs and stuff on there, song ideas. Anytime I have an idea, I'll just get up there. So it just took a lot of repurposing, rewriting, and fixing up little beats in here and there, fixing up stuff the best I could. But it took about, I'll say about 7-8 months to get that at least okay to me. Right now, I can't even listen to it because I know I can do so much better. But at that time, I had to put that out to no longer give myself excuses to holding back on what I was going to do. If I kept waiting for perfection, it was never going to happen. So I just had to go through with the mindset that whatever I do now, it's not going to be the best because I'm never stop growing. I'm always, the next project is always going to be better than the last one. So even the project I put out, no matter what it is, I'm going to like it when I put it out, but I know I'm going to hate it eventually because my next time I'm going to be better. So it's always going to be like that.
It's comforting to hear that from you, a creative, because I think we all battle that. Everybody that's a creative person all battle that. You say you can't even listen to Mended Heart now, not because it sucks, but because what you are capable of as a singer and as a songwriter or producer. It's similar with me. Like with my first novel, I still I think I only read it one time, and that was because like I had to read it to like find errors and stuff like that. But like I don't even really want to read it, because it's like I know as a writer, as an author, I could do so much better, and I will continue to do better with everybody work I put out. So to hear you say that in the same realm, just from a singing and songwriting standpoint, it's comforted. And for all those creatives that's listening to this, they need to understand that you get better with time. You get better with time. All the great writers, all the great singers and songwriters out there, they didn't hit a home run straight out the gate. One of the things I always loved is when Beyonce on one of her albums, she had a soundbite from Destiny's Child when it was first coming out, like they were still young, and it was in some talent show or whatever. And she had the soundbite of them losing to like a group that nobody ain't never even heard of, like ain't nobody even heard of this group before, but like they lost to them. And now you look at anybody in Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland, Michelle, all of them, they're all successful in their own right now. We know who they are, but we don't know who this group is. So I mentioned that just to say, no one's going to hit that home run out the park. Like you're going to be good because you have that gift, but you're only going to get better as long as you continue to do it. So it was just comforting to hear you say.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Because this is a journey that never ends. It's an ongoing journey. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. That's the real concept you always got to have in your mind. There's always room for improvement. So whatever you're doing now, love it while you're doing it, but know that you're going to get better as you keep going. Stop holding on to things, because what you have right now, what you think is not great, is fantastic to somebody else.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And so you're not allowing somebody else to be inspired by you because you too worried about perfection that's never going to come.
Yeah. You preach the word right there, Pastor May. You preach the word. So Mended Heart 2020, that's when that dropped. And it took you 6-7 months to create it, produce it, and put it out for the world to consume. How many bodies of work do you have since then? You just recently came out with something. Talk to us about that.
So I dropped my second project, which is my first album, full album. So that's the length of it is at least 10 tracks. So my first album, New Me by Marc May, is out right now. And that one really took pretty much the whole year to work on because I really said that I really wanted to do this for real. I actually went to the studio. It's still all self-produced and self-written. I just have more professional people mix and master it because that's not my gift. I learned that you can't do everything the best of your ability. Man, you can't do everything. You gotta delegate. So I got some people who job and who understanding the mixing and mastering. They was able to get some stuff done for me. It made it take a little bit longer than what it would usually do for me if I did it by myself, but it came out better. It came out much better. So yeah, that's the new project. I've dropped singles from that. It's been a interesting progression here. But it's all I'm loving it as it goes. I'm praying for more and more. I know this project, I love it. People say they love it, and I already know, and I keep telling people the next one's gonna be better. So just stay tuned for it all,
Yes, sir. And let's talk about one of those singles. So for people that don't know, you're an influencer. You are an influencer on Instagram and TikTok. Like you got what, 1 million followers on TikTok, something like that.
Yeah, 1.2 million.
1.2 million followers on TikTok. You knocking on the door of 100,000 on Instagram. So let's talk about why money ain't free. All right. Why money ain't free. It went viral on all the social media platforms. I'll be seeing people sharing it and all that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's my homie. You know what I'm saying? It was a good feeling to see people sharing your work and, tell us about the motivation behind why money ain't free. Well, how did you come up with that idea? Did you even envision it becoming an actual full song like this? Let's talk about all that, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was just some bull crap that I was playing around. I do little jingles on TikTok all the time. And I was I just started a new job. I didn't want to have to start. Yeah. And I was on break. And I was like, I don't want to go back to this. I don't want to.
Hey, I know that feeling all too well, dude. Boy. All too well.
So that little melody came in my head, and I was just like, man, why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. That's it. I just wanted that. It just explained word for word what I felt. Yeah. I don't want to work for nobody. I don't want to work for y'all. Yeah. I don't want to be, I'm not trying to be a bum. I want to do me I want to work for me. I want to do what I love. I want to do this. I want to sing. I want to write. I want to produce. I want to act. That's what I want to do. But money ain't free. I still got bills that need to be paid. So I really am, man. Why can't they just give me the money so I can focus on what I really need to focus on and forget this job?
Yeah. And then it just exploded.
Yeah, it blew up out of nowhere. So, I've had a song or two, go viral before. I've had some viral moments. I was on I've been on Shade Room and being reposted by celebrities and all that, but this one was different. The funny thing is this one it didn't get really reposted by celebrities, but everybody else was,
because everybody else understand.
Reposted it over and over. It's I don't even know how many views and likes it's at now. People made a remix, and this one producer made a little beat to it, and that went viral. And then I made a verse for it, and then it just grew from there. Now the verse was like, well, y'all need to make this a real song. So I said, all right, you want a real song? Here's my Cash App. Help me really get some. If I'm gonna have people do it, I'm gonna do it for real, because I'm a creator. So I respect the game.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna have nobody. I could have, I really could have, and I understand it. That it's from TikTok. We're all aspiring artists. The people that I asked to be on it, who had other verses for it, they would have did it for free. But in my mind, I didn't want to do that. So I asked for help for it, and they well past my expectations. So I knew I had to make it. So I paid for the beat, paid the producer full out for the beat, gave the compensation to the other two artists, and made the song. And man, it's still going crazy to this day. It's still getting tens of thousands of views, of streams every week, every day. So yeah, man, that song was a complete accident, which is the best type of situations, because you never know where it's gonna come. That's why I always say, for this content game, for this day and age, the worst thing you could do is wait. Just do it, because you never know what's gonna be.
You don't know what's gonna stick. I
have videos and things that are well produced, recorded well, different angles. I got a script, scene by scene, where it's gonna go, what we're gonna do, turn this way, hit the camera, get the camera light over here, right here, just get it right on me. That video, I was sitting on the couch, just put it right here, the camera right here, that's it. sang the song, and put it down. Ain't think nothing of it. And that's the one.
And
That's
now
the one that took it. You never know. You
millions
never
of people
know.
out there, just singing it. And it went viral because everybody felt that. Everybody feels that way.
The
why money ain't free?
relatability.
I don't want to work for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to work for nobody. Like, bro, like I tell people all the time, I quit every job I had. Like, that's just a fact. I ain't ashamed to say it. There's one job I quit on my lunch break. I did not go back. It was a warehouse job years ago. I'm like, I don't want to be here. It was hot as hell. It was summertime. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I gotta go. I gotta go, bro. And I left and I never came back. You know what I'm saying? So yes, why money ain't free? We need to know why money ain't free. We need to know why I really don't grow on trees. We need to know these things.
I need the answers because I need it.
We need all of that. So, but you are doing your thing, Marc May. Because here in the Chicagoland, South suburban area, you made your rounds in the karaoke circuit. You have become a big name at these karaoke nights.
Hey man, it was all to promote myself, to get myself used to it again. I hadn't performed since college. So once the pandemic hit and it really shut it down, because I had just started the concept of starting to get back out there. And I think I was able to do one open mic, and then the pandemic hit. And then that was it. Everything was shut down. So once I saw the opportunities that karaoke's were coming back, I didn't see any open mics and the opportunities for that. So karaoke was my way to get back on the stage and get my skills back, to understand and to feel comfortable in front of different audiences and a bunch of people who don't know who you are, who don't know what you about to do, if you can sing or can't sing, and winning them over. It's a great feeling. Karaoke really is a great way for artists to build up their confidence up there to just get in front of anybody and just give your all, no matter what, no matter who is out there, how many people, if they know you or not, you gonna rock it out. It don't matter. You gonna win them over. And the best feeling is to win them over.
Yeah. And look, I done seen the videos, where it's like you just say, everybody going out, what I'm saying, going crazy, what I'm saying? Like you definitely made a name for yourself in this karaoke circuit. Chicago is a very tough market for artists. I get everybody say that about their city, but let's keep it real. Chicago is
tough.
It's tough. You break through here on any type of level, that's some success.
Yeah.
Straight
most
up.
Most people have to move.
Yeah.
Most people have to move to make it. And that's just how it be. I don't know. I'm still learning. I'm still learning the circuit out here, how it works. But I'm just trying to make my way the best way I can. I'm gonna stay focused on me. I'm just staying out the drama and just do what I gotta do.
Yes, sir. And that's the best way to do it. And speaking of drama, that's a great segue. So for us to jump into your other the other avenue of your professional life, so while you grinding on the songwriting trail, and putting out EPs and albums and self-producing and all that, concurrently you are also breaking into the acting world. Walk us through this journey. Let's go. So we're going back in time again. How did this passion of acting begin? And, how do you navigate through the journey of an amateur actor trying to, get that big break?
Okay. So it all began again, speech thing, senior year in high school.
Okay.
I got a love for performing, being in front of people and performing. That's so when I went to college, theater. I majored in theater, graduated from Eastern Illinois with a BA in theater arts, focusing on acting. So that was my major. That's what I did. So when I got out of college, first thing I tried to do is get an agent. Didn't work out. Didn't get one. Didn't know how to get one. Try to contact people I knew that may have been in the business. Just didn't pan out. So I had to get a job, had to work. One day, somebody, I'll say about after college, maybe like 2018, somebody sent me a little open call for an agency they were doing an open call of auditions. Boom. So hey, I decided to go ahead, try out, did a monologue. They asked me to sing because I wrote down there that I sang a song. I think I sang some Luther Vandross song.
You see, it was Big Luther or Little Luther?
I think it was Big Luther. Big Luther. So I sang part of his song, and I got a call back, and they wanted to have me. So in 2018, I had an agent, and that changes a lot of stuff because there's a lot of things in this business we don't know when you first get into it. A lot of auditions and things that you're never gonna see if you don't have an agent. It's just some stuff is not open to the public like that. So getting the agent was the first thing that I had to do to really get into this seriously. I got my first acting gig, which is something that nobody is going to see because it was simply an instructional video for a business. I don't even know if I can say the business, so I'm just going to say an instructional video for a business, but I was the actor in that video. So whoever, somebody's going to be working somewhere and they going to get that intro video and it's going to be
so it's like one of those videos that they play at like orientations and shit, like one of those. Okay.
Yep, orientation videos. It's going to be me in that video because I'm the main whole time. Listen, I got paid, you know, it's all the same as like when you're on a movie or something because I was the actor, the main person on the bill. So I was there the whole time, the main character, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, hey, they paid me.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
The check was decent. So I was happy for that. That was my first gig.
Yeah.
And it took a while to get another one. I've auditioned. You know, Chicago been having a lot of shows lately, you know, with The Shy and Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, MD, and now even Power. And it's a lot of stuff going on out here. So I was auditioning. Don't mean I was getting anything. And the one thing you got to get used to when you're really in this acting is you don't get the courtesy of no. No would be great. I would love to hear no.
They just don't respond.
They don't get nothing. The only time you get a response is if you got it. That's it. No is a courtesy that you do not get in acting often. No is you figure it out. You're going to figure it out. Okay, it's been about 3 months. Yeah, you probably didn't get it. That's it. That's all it is. But no, listen, this is the worst no. This is the worst no for me. When I'm watching TV and I see the part I auditioned for. I'll be like, oh, they already shot that. I clearly didn't get that.
Clearly ain't get that shit. Like they was just like, yeah, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna roll this, we're gonna go with this person. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Yeah, that'll piss me off just a little bit. I'm like, damn, like y'all can't say nothing, bro.
It be happening, bro.
I could have been on Chicago Fire and like y'all got this. Y'all went with him.
Yep.
Y'all went with this your man's.
It be happening, bro. I'm telling
you. Yeah.
But then they got me. I got an audition for a TV show that was coming up called 61st Street.
61st Street.
So I took it like I did everything else, you know, every other audition. I got to self-record, self-tape, send it in, did what I had to do. Come to find out, they want me to do something else. And I've had this before where they call you to do another type of. I was like, okay.
So it ain't a guarantee just yet.
It's not guaranteed. I've been down to the last draw and didn't get it, where it was between me and somebody else. Didn't get it. That's just how I go. So I'm excited because I'm called back, but I'm also like, I've been here before. But all in all, they chose to rock with me. So
yeah.
This was my first time ever on the TV actual show where I'm not an extra. My name is in there. I got a character. I'm named. I got wardrobe. I had to go in, get the wardrobe, get fitted and all that other stuff. They still have my clothes way too big, but that's beside the point. Either way, we got there. So it was my first time on set. I'm over there. I'm green. I'm super green. I'm still green now. I'm still a beginner in that concept. But no, I was probably overly nice just overly accommodating for everything. You want anything? No, I'm just happy to be here.
Right. I'm just God is good.
Are you good? I sure am. You hot? Nah. It's probably 90 degrees outside. Just sit right in the sun, sweating. You hot? I'm okay.
No, I'm good.
I'm all right.
I'm good.
I'm here. I'm good. I'm all right.
You had your big boy season towel out there, G?
Hilarious. I did not. I didn't have it yet. I didn't have it yet.
You ain't have it yet. Gee, so let's talk about 61st Street. So what can you tell the listeners, for those who haven't heard about 61st Street, the premise of the show and where is it based in and all of that good stuff?
Well, it's based on 61st Street in Chicago, and it's pretty much talking about the landscape of things from police brutality and also police corrupted. It's talking about the gang life out here, criminals. You'll get the aspect of being in the political sense. You'll be the aspect of being in a courtroom. I don't want to give away like too much of it, but you'll understand or see some of the real life aspect, because this is based off some true events. Of what it's like and what it's like to be in the city where a lot of things are not made for you to succeed. It's not made for you to make it out, even when you found a way out. It can be to the last draw where you're about to leave, and it's still something will hold you back, where it mess up everything all at once, and you won't even know where it came from or how it came. So it's one of those shows that can be for some people a rough watch, but it's a necessary watch a lot of times, because it's real.
Yeah, like it was tough for me. It's 8 episodes, correct? But those first 2 or 3 episodes, dude, like it was hard. It was hard for me to get through it. Like I actually it took me some days to get through those couple episodes, because it was like, damn, man,
it's rough for me. I had to break it up. I had to go ahead. I sped through some parts.
And man, I'm like, God damn, like this is rough, bro. Like, and it's rough because, like you said, it's real. Like this really happens. Like this happens more than what we know. It's so many situations out there that we may never know about. We may never know their names, right? But this is happening to them. And 61st Street, so it starred in Courtney Vance. Courtney Vance is a very great actor. And the beauty of 61st Street, I love like just the scenery, because obviously it's based in Chicago, so the Woodlawn neighborhood, you got the L, you got the vacant lots, you got the large gray stones, brick stones, things like that. It was just great to see the scenery of the Woodlawn neighborhood and the South Side, different places on the South Side in the show. But, I think Courtney Vance did a very great job, in his role. You did a very great job in your role. And I'm not just saying that because you're on the, what I'm saying, but like, your role was like, like when I saw it, the location where y'all was at, I'm like, man, I go past that location all the time. I ain't never been inside, but like I go past the location all the time. And then, it's just, take us through the day of the scene that you were in. Like how long was the day, and things like that.
I say the day was probably about like a 5-hour situation. I had to get down there early in the morning, probably like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was down there.
Okay.
So I left probably around 5.
No all traffic. That like a 30-second scene.
Boy, that's how it be, because you're going through, you're shooting it in different angles. They're following. Sometimes it's going to be the camera's going to be focused on you. Sometimes it's going to be focused on the other characters that are in the scenes. So you got to do one for each, and every time, every part that you're doing. So from walking back or standing still, turning left, all that has to be done. And even if if the director's like, oh, you could do it this way, that's a whole nother reshoot. So it's work, and it's a lot of people there. You'll think a little small scene. In my scene, it's only 3 people in it, but the amount of people that are in that room, it's about it's probably about a good 16 people around
Wow.
the area. So yeah, man, doing that, it was all a new experience for me. It was all new, but it was a fantastic one. But I will always say acting is work. It ain't no easy job. This ain't something that people really just don't just think you can just get in here. You ain't got no love for it, because it's work. It can be, it's draining. You are under a hotel light doing some strenuous stuff, and no matter what the scene calls for, you're gonna do it about 15 times.
15 times.
And you're gonna be there all day sometimes. And my scene was only about a few, what, a minute or two.
Yeah.
Just imagine a scene, just imagine like one of the courtroom scenes. I was there for about 5 hours.
Man, yeah.
So just imagine, this is work. When you're doing a full-on movie or something, just imagine the days they are having.
That's why they get paid the big bucks for that.
Yeah, hey, it's they earn it. They earn it. But yeah, it was love though. I love the experience. It's something that I love to do. So I was just happy to be there, man.
Yeah, you like I said, you just sweat, you just happy to be there, you know. They like, you want something to eat? No, I'm good. I ate already.
I'm good. I brought lunch. I'm cool.
I got a lunch in the car. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just knock this out. But yeah, I mean, but you know, I think when I looked at your scene, you know, because I'm a film student myself, you know, and when I looked at your scene, I noticed that majority of your, like, you had speaking lines, but majority of your scene was nonverbal. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand that that's tough too.
Absolutely.
You know, it's tough to be nonverbal. People think it's easy. It's not. Like, you know, was that a challenge for you? The fact that like majority of the emotion you had to convey didn't even come out your mouth. It had to be with facial expression and body.
You got to show disdain and just straight up annoyance, and just, you know, you're being directed a little bit, but of course you just got to have the character in your head. Like if you're full out annoyed by this person, you got to be able to show it. Like how do you look? Like you actually got to feel it sometimes.
Yeah.
To show it on your face, because your face works with your mind. If you feel a certain way, you can just when you see somebody in a bad mood, they don't say it. A lot of times, you know, they're in a bad mood because you can just see it on their face. Yeah. So it's difficult, but it's just a mindset. You get your mind into it, you'll get it done. The nonverbal acting can be more difficult because you can't hear nothing. You just got to show it. But hey, man, it worked out somehow. I got it done. I can't mean mug, but I'll be having a grin on my face all the time, man. I was already excited to be there. It was hard to just be. I'm up there like I can't be grinning the whole time.
I just had to be here. Thank you, God. Thank you.
I gotta to force my mouth down. Just come on, man. We be mad for a second.
Like be angry. So yeah, that was your part on 61st Street. And you will be back for season 2, right?
Correct. Yeah, I got a scene in season 2 as well. So you'll see me again.
Okay, so Marc May on 61st Street. And you know, and I'm sure you still shipping it out, you know, with your agent, you know, looking for what's the next thing, you know what I'm saying? You got some leads with some things coming up, you know, in the future.
You know, I'm still doing some more auditions. I just did another one just yesterday. So, you know, I'm still out here trying to make it happen, you know. So as soon as I am on the next thing that I can talk about, it's gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna make sure everybody know.
Absolutely. You know, so you know, with the singing and the acting and the social media content, you know, for your pages, you know, where do you see Marc May in 5 years? You know,
in 5 years, I see Marc May as a household name, as a accredited musician and performer and entertainer. I see Marc May as a producer and songwriter for other artists, pushing and encouraging other people to go forth with their dreams and goals. I see Marc May established and full out have a foundation for my future and my future children and family, and being a business couple with my wife and entrepreneurs that we are trying or are being.
Yeah.
So yeah, in 5 years, I see to see my accomplishments and my hard work come to fruition.
And, I think, we'll be remiss because you mentioned it a couple times, like just how important extracurricular activities are. Like if it wasn't for that speech team at Thornton High School in Harvey, Illinois, like will Marc May even be on this journey?
There's no telling. But it's no telling, but it was extremely important to get me out of the shell that I was in. I never even thought about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't even an option in my mind until I joined the speech team. So yeah, extracurricular activities are definitely important.
Yeah, because a lot of people write off talent, from the Black neighborhoods, obviously South Side of Chicago, certain South suburbs, but Harvey, Illinois produced a lot of talent, athletically, entertainment wise, and you are obviously next in line in that long line of dynastic lineage, and I think it's just we just need to shout out to all those people that put in the time on these extracurricular activities, speech teams, because those things really matter, man. Like a lot of people might not know it in the time or in the moment, but it really matters, and you're living proof of that. Someone that just staying after school and got to sing it on the school bus. And now you're on 61st Street on TV. Like, it's just, shit is beautiful. Shit is beautiful.
That's how I go.
That's how I go.
And it's the path that God has me on. And I'm just going to keep riding this train until I get to the end.
Yeah. And you will get to the end. You know what I'm saying?
Look here. I say it all the time. The finish line is there. It's just waiting on you to take that first step. And I'm going to keep running. I'm going to keep going.
Facts. And that's that. Marc May all day.
All day.
If you enjoyed this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on right now, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, etc., leave a 5-star review and a comment. Let us know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to our sister podcast, Mogul Motivation, from True Stories Media.